Hey YouTube land, today we're going to be looking at the Corsair GS800 power supply, which is an 800 watt power supply as the name would suggest. It's actually one of Corsair's budget range. The GS stands for Gamer Series, and they're price wise they're set really well. This one cost me about £80. If you shop around you can get them for about that, between 80 and 90. Corsair also do some higher end ones, they're TX branded ones and AX branded ones I believe, but you still get most of the main features. Obviously it's an 80 plus power supply. If I flip it around and have a look, I might be able to, there we go, it says on there you're 80 plus. It's got, oh this is pretty cool, it's a tricolour fan that they put inside. It's a 140mm fan, and you've got red, white and blue, and that's easily controllable with a switch on the back, which we'll get to in a minute when we get it out of the box. Let's just have a look. I know this will work up to 40 degrees. The fan's obviously temperature controlled, as all modern power supplies tend to be, apart from the really cheap ones. Flip it around and have a little look at the connectors. So you've got your 24 pin, obviously your 8 pin power. There's 4 PCI Express power cables, which is what most people are going to be interested in, which is going to enable you to do dual SLI or dual crossfire usually, because most cards are going to take at least 2 8 pins or 2 6 pin power, and the lower end ones that take only one power cable tend not to be sort of SLI capable and stuff. So you got your usual range of SATA cables and Molex. Does it say here how many? Yeah, you got 8 SATA and 8 4-pin Molex and 2 floppy, if anyone's got a use for that anymore. Although I do know that some fan controllers use it, so it might be useful there. You've got 65 amps on a 12 volt rail, which is important to know, which should be plenty of amps for any modern graphics card, or even a couple of them. You should have plenty of amps there. It's a single rail design, as Corsair's been using for quite a while on most of their power supplies, not all, but most. I've actually opened the box so I know it's in there, but this is your first look. Inside you'll find that comes in another box, brown Corsair logo. So I've just cut across there previously, just to save a bit of time on the video. I did it before opening it. And we pop it open. First thing you're going to see, the obligatory manual that you're never going to read, and it's written in a billion languages, and that's for the 600, 700 and 800. Probably not much difference other than the wattage and the amps, and it comes in the standard foam stuff, but you're not interested in that. It's got a little pack with some zip ties, some thumb screws and Corsair case badge. Chuck that in the collection with all the others that I've got. Power cable, nice to see that it's actually one for the country that I'm in Great Britain. Quite often you get a power supply that will only have a European 2-pin, or wherever they use that, America maybe. Alright. Comes in a plastic bag inside that, and there's nothing else in the box, so I'll just move that out of the way. And slide the carrier bag on. Right, and there she is in all her glory. Got the specs on the back there, just giving you about the wattage and the amps on that single 12 volt rail there. You can pause it if you want to read that in detail, or Google it. Looks to me, yep, doesn't matter which way up you want to put your power supply. If you're fan side up or fan side down, it's going to look okay with the logo being the right way. There's that 140mm LED fan in there. you can actually turn it off as well, so if you don't want it on at all, you're not stuck with it in one of the colours or anything. Alright, let's just have a look at these cables then. And just straight off the bat, feeling this mesh, I'm not sure if they've used maybe a cheaper mesh on this. I'm not sure. Without going and get another power supply to compare it to, it feels like it's not quite as high quality as what I'm used to. But that's being really, really nitpicky. Really nitpicky. As you can see, the cables are yellow and black inside there, so they haven't given us black cables, but this is mostly going to be hidden out of sight anyway. So there's one of our PCI Express. Now we should find another 3 of those, if I can be eagle-eyed and find them. Right, there's one. There's one. Right, there we go. So there's our 4 PCI Express 6+2s. Okay, there's our 8-pin, 24-pin, and how have they done the Molex? So we've got 2 Molex cables, sorry, 2 SATA power cables with 1, 2, 3, 4 SATA power connectors on each one, both identical. Sometimes companies like to do a short one and a long one, which I actually appreciate, especially as you only tend to use one. And then a similar sort of thing with the Molex, 4 Molex on each, with the little itty bitty floppy drive connector on it, which would probably only be used for a fan controller or something nowadays. So there's what she looks like. Nice to see that the Corsair logo is round what I would call the right way, so that when you've got it in your case, it's actually facing out your side window, or so it looks just right. You haven't got to get in there and unscrew it, avoid your warranty, or try and pick the sticker off. On the other side, and I'll just leave you with a shot of the specs again. As I say, pause it, hopefully it's in focus. If not, go to the Corsair website. Anyway, that's the first look at what you get inside the box of the GS800 800 watt power supply from Corsair. Thanks for watching. I knew I'd forget. I've just been told I forgot to show you that power switch, the LED switch on the back, which is just there, just beneath your power switch, just there, just pushes in. So I assume when it's on, push it once, it changes colour, push it once again, it changes to the next colour, and so on, and one time you push it, it'll be off. That seems to be the only way it could work, because it's just a one press, there's no other settings or anything. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.